the Sham Sharma show. I checked out one of his videos. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. But this is something I know very little about. Very little about. It's, I guess, Khalistan. Khalistan. I know the idea of it, and I know that a lot of what would be considered terror organizations use that as kind of like their you know, their flag waving thing. But yeah, why are Punjabi singers simping for Khalistan? And again, I can kind of understand, because with my wife's, you know, family and everything being, well, formerly from Kashmir, kind of from Kashmir, but formerly from Kashmir, they still have land. They still have land. So being from Kashmir, I can kind of understand the idea when your land is stolen from you, you want your land back. That you truly want your land back. You want what's natively yours to be returned to you. But from what most of what I understand, the flag of Khalistan is flown primarily for let's secede from India, but we want more land than we currently have in Punjab. Instead of, we want the territory that was taken from us in Pakistan. No, we want more land in India. We want to add on to our own. Yeah, so it seems like it's more hate towards India than it is trying to return to its roots that was given to Pakistan, at least from what I understand. But yeah, this is the Sham Sharma show. Why are Punjabi singers simping for Khalistan?
So Diljit Dosanjh's movie Satluj was recently released on OTT, and even though the movie has some controversial subject matter, I'm sure it was handled in a mature way in India.
Viewer, Diljit Dosanjh's film Satluj has disappeared.
Diljit Dosanjh's long-awaited film Punjab 95, which was released on Z5 under the new title Satluj, has been taken down from the streaming platform in India.
Delhi Sikh Gurdwara Management Committee has objected to the removal of Diljit Dosanjh starred Satluj from Z5.
Congress, Shiromani Akali Dal, Aam Aadmi Party and the SGPC rallying behind the film, calling the takedown an attack on artistic freedom.
I wish they would react with the same speed to address controversies around ethanol blending as they do to ban movies. They're like the blind Rahim Chacha from Sholay when it comes to addressing serious controversy, and they're like Milkha Singh on anabolic steroids when it comes to creating needless controversy. So there are allegations that this movie promotes an agenda which is against the interests of India and against Indian...
Well, oh my gosh, are we gonna go through this all over again? It's literally like the hate towards Dhurandhar, but from the other perspective. Honestly, I feel like let entertainment speak for itself. Will people be swayed by it? Sure. Will it create open conversation? Sure. Will there be biases? Absolutely. Absolutely. There's always going to be bias in everything you do. I wouldn't go so far as to call it propaganda. Normally, documentaries is where you create and try to push propaganda. Sure, you can in video and movies, but that's more where biases are pushed because, you know what? I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. I'm just going to go down like it. Just allow it to be seen. Just allow it to be seen. I don't know. Why close your eyes to it? Put your head in the sand like an ostrich. Nothing's going to happen to you.
National security, because essentially it is based on a man named Jaswant Singh Khalra, a man who had correctly exposed a lot of police excesses that were happening at the hands of Punjab police. But at the same time, he was also a man who was an admirer of Bhindranwale, who was a rabid Hindu and Sikh hater, who was one of the main culprits behind the Punjab insurgency as a hero. Now, I do not believe that this movie should have been banned, and the government made a mistake in banning.
Thank you. Thank you. See, it's funny how, like, I didn't know if he was going to be for it or against it. I don't think it should be. I don't think they should be. Like, there are things where they should literally be banned and not allowed to be viewed in places. Like, there's that Butte movie, which was about, it's a Netflix original movie, a Netflix original documentary about children basically learning to be, ladies of the night? Yeah. It was called Cuties on Netflix. It was called Cuties on Netflix. Like, that is something I could understand being outright banned because that is just disgusting. When it comes to kids, no. You can do a movie about adults in that situation, but not kids. Not kids. And it can't be a documentary on kids. That's just outright disgusting. Outright disgusting. But, yeah. Yeah, I think things should be allowed. Things should absolutely be allowed. I don't care. I don't care. I think it's enjoyable to see different perspectives, different ideologies, different forms of thinking. It's how we grow as a species when we're able to actually see another perspective and acknowledge that other perspective. Will we agree with it? Absolutely not. In some cases, we'll be like, huh, That was a stupid concept. However, and that's the thing. It's that however that can get people talking. And that's what you want. You want people talking. You don't want to just close the door on people, because that's exactly what certain, like in the United States, there's a certain demographic that refuses to talk unless it's in their safe space, unless they're allowed to have all the say. They refuse to talk or have an open discussion, or else they're going to be completely against you and hating you. They shouldn't have banned the movie. It'll only bring more extreme opinions and harder to call out the terrorist sympathy in the movie if it's banned. Exactly. It needs to be seen. It has to be seen. I don't think it's the crap. What's it called? Who was the actress that tried to hide her $1 million mansion and then Streisand effect? It's the Streisand effect. Yeah. That's what it is. The more you hide it, the more attention it draws to it, and the more voice you give to the naysayers.
This movie. They basically unleashed the Streisand effect, which made this movie much more popular.
It took me a second to find the word, and then he says it. Thank you, Asham Sharma. You. We're on the same page here. We're on the same page. I love it. We're on completely different sides of the planet. Well, I think he's in India. And we literally are talking the same exact points.
Than it would have been otherwise. Now, while I think that was a stupid decision, at the same time, I think it's very important for us to discuss the subject of this movie and how the subject of this movie and many people in Punjabi society, including Punjabi actors, artists, and musicians, who either openly support Bhindranwale or are simply too scared to say anything against him. This is not just the case for the artist class, but it is also the case for the entire political class in Punjab as well, including the Shiromani Akali Dal, the Congress, the Aam Aadmi Party, and yes, sadly, even the BJP. Even the nationalist BJP is too afraid to show the reality of Bhindranwale in Punjab. But in today's video, we're going to talk about why it's very important to speak openly and frankly about Bhindranwale.
Okay, so this is where I'm going to be worried. If he's in India, he's probably going to be receiving some death threats. Let's be honest. If this person's living in India, he better be careful. He'll probably be receiving some death threats.
And his ideology. We cannot allow future generations of Punjab to grow up eulogizing or lionizing a man who made it his life's mission to draw a wedge between Hindus and Sikhs and burn Punjab to the ground in order to achieve his petty religious and political goals. So let's talk about why I believe very strongly why Bhindranwale is not a saint. So Punjab has always been a land of culture. It is a land of beauty, a beautiful culture, beautiful art. It is the land where the Vedas were written. It is the cradle of the Indus Valley civilization. It is the land where Alexander's great conquest came to an end. It is the land that gave us our great gurus. But it is also unfortunately a land where at least one section of artists, musicians, actors eulogize a man that was an outright extremist.
I'm proud to be a Khalistan.
In recent years, several famous Punjabi artists like Sidhu Moosewala, Shubh have openly expressed support for people that were involved in the Khalistani insurgency in Punjab in the 80s and 90s and Bhindranwale. There are also artists like Corby, Kamar Grewal, Lucky Singh Durgapuria, Big Bird, who says things like, I'm Punjabi, not Indian, which is like saying I'm a trout, not a fish. Makes no sense.
I'm Californian, not American. That actually sounds so stupid. I'm a trout, not a fish. I'm an anchovy, not a fish. Now, if you're a dolphin, you're not a fish. You're a mammal.
You have people like Jaz Dhami, who has written long posts to support Amritpal Singh and providing a soft cover to the Khalistani insurgency, Gippy Grewal, hardcore, and of course Jazzy B, who is an open Khalistani.
Yeah, these people are all like the same kind of extremist. Again, I hate and despise extremism. However, they're caught in an ecosystem that is literally funded by, not funded by terror, but lives off of the terror. Because if someone says something against the common thought process, their life will be put at risk. Because they are against the common consensus. They're against the hive mind. You're not allowed to be against the hive mind. I am so against this kind of way of thinking. That's why the movie shouldn't have been banned. Should never have been banned. Allow the rest of India to see that perspective and judge for themselves off of that biased film. Why was everyone allowed to do that with Dhurandhar, but no one was allowed to do it with the film? It just shows well, it shows a bias. It really shows a bias. Again, there shouldn't be a bias. They should allow everything to be shown. Like, it always pisses me off when there's like a riot and then the film Kerala has to be taken down in theaters. No one can see it. Because apparently it shows communities in a bad light. Doesn't matter if some of it is based off true stories. It shows communities in a bad light. It don't matter. All communities have evil in it. All of them. No communities are perfect. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry if you think your community is perfect. No community is perfect. Khalistan is funded by Pakistan. There's a reason they never speak out against violence on Sikhs in Pakistan, but will spread misinformation to hate Hindus. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense if they're funded. Well, okay. They wouldn't be funded by Pakistan because Pakistan literally has no funding of its own. Pakistan is funded by, well, China, America, whatever nation will send it money at that point in time, and then they will fund other places with the money they are given. That's how it works.
Khalistan supporter, as you can see from these videos.
ਦੁਨੀਆ ਭਰ ਦੇ ਜੋ ਸਿੱਖ ਨੇ ਉਹ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨ ਦੀ ਮੰਗ ਕਰ ਰਹੇ ਨੇ ਜੈਜ਼ੀ ਵੀ ਕੀ ਮੰਗ ਕਰਦੇ ਨੇ
ਬਿਲਕੁਲ ਮੰਗਦੇ ਆ ਜੀ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ ਚੱਕਰ ਕੀ ਹੈ ਸਿੱਖ ਦੀ ਆਇਡੈਂਟੀ ਇੰਡੀਆ 'ਚ ਹੈ ਹੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਜੇ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਖਾਲਿਸਤਾਨੀ I'm proud to be a Khalistan.
And it's not just musicians. Satluj is hardly the first movie to paint the Punjab insurgency in a sympathetic way. There was a movie called Qaum De Heere where Indira Gandhi's assassins were shown in a glorified way. You have the movie called Dharm Yuddh Morcha, which shows Bhindranwale in a very sympathetic light. There are movies like Sant De Sipahi, which again shows Bhindranwale in a very sympathetic light.
The funny thing is, what's the difference between him, Osama bin Laden, crap, I already forgot his name. He's been dead for only a few months. I forgot his name. The Supreme Leader, the original Supreme. Well-educated, well-spoken, able to convince the masses. Hitler. Stalin. Like, you can get a ton of, like, dictators throughout the world. They're well-loved by their people. They're able to speak and able to sway the people, pull on the heartstrings and emotions of people because they're literally playing on people's emotions. They're able to make everyone feel like they understand the problem they're going through. I mean, read some of the letters and writings of Osama bin Laden. Incredibly well educated. He sounds like a decent human being that's got a good head on his shoulders. It doesn't mean he was. Same thing with Hitler. Amazing artist, had some good writings. Incredibly crazy. I mean, the thing is, it's like you can't completely go like, oh, you know what? They sound, you could do the same exact thing. Let's make a Hitler movie where we're sympathetic towards Hitler because his people were given the shaft after World War I. Sure, Germany was the cause of World War I, but then again, Germany had to flip the bill for the entire war. Even though every single battle wasn't entirely their responsibility, they had to pay for everything. So of course, the Nazis were able to take control, and guess what? After World War II, Germany was better off because the world realized that they can't have one nation pay for this, the tragedies, the atrocities of an entire world. And with that mindset, guess what? Hitler was a hero. There, I said it. In that mindset, Hitler was a hero because Germany is better off now after World War II than they were after the First World War. It was the ending of the First World War that gave rise to the World War II because the Germans were unhappy that they gave a man like Hitler power. You see? Doesn't he sound more sympathetic that now now the Germans have a better life and better place in the world due to the fact that Hitler took power? Oh, I can't wait. I'll probably never get popular enough to where I get clipped out of context, but I think it would be hilarious where that comes out. Just like, yeah, you can literally do that about anyone. Heck, you can make it a film on someone who's famous and target at their flaws. You can make a hit piece on Martin Luther King. You can make a hit piece on Gandhi. Well, I would think it'd be pretty easy to do that one. You can make a hit piece on Mother Teresa and point out all the flaws of everything they've done. And Mother Teresa did quite a few, let's be honest. But you can easily do that. Just like you can praise the evil people of the world. You can show them in a positive light, just like you can show the positive people of the world in an evil light. Oh my gosh, these people are just, oh my gosh. Oh, yeah. Let's write the script and shoot the movie where Hitler is sympathetic. Let's be sympathetic towards Hitler.
There's also movies like Mastermind Jinda Sukha, which celebrates the assassins of Indian Army General Arun Vaidya. Movies like Punjab 84 and several others have continued pushing this narrative. And a lot of this artist class and certain sections within Sikh society and Punjabi politics treat Bhindranwale with a lot of reverence. They treat him with a lot of sympathy. In fact, many people revere him with the holy title of Sant.
Sant Jarnail Singh Bhindranwale ਕੋਲ ਇੱਕ ਪਰਿਵਾਰ ਆਇਆ ਸੀ
ਸੰਤ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਭਿੰਡਰਾਂਵਾਲੇ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ
But why do you call him a sant?
ਮੈਂ ਤਾਂ ਸੰਤ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੇਰੇ ਲਈ ਸੰਤ ਨੇ
Even Jaswant Khalra, the protagonist of the banned movie Satluj, thought of Bhindranwale as a sant. Even today, he's treated like a saint within the Shiromani Gurdwara Prabandhak Committee, and his sitting chief minister has to grovel before the head of the SGPC and declare Bhindranwale a saint as well.
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਬਾਬਾ ਜਰਨੈਲ ਸਿੰਘ ਦੀ ਖਾਲਸਾ ਭਿੰਡਰਾਂਵਾਲੇ ਜਾਣਦੇ ਜੀ ਕੌਣ ਨੇ
I mean, look at him. He's pissing himself. He's like a small-time business owner who owes money to Tony Soprano, trying to tell him why he hasn't returned the money on time. So let's today look at Bhindranwale and if he really deserves the title of Sant. So Bhindranwale was an extremist leader who probably wouldn't have become as relevant in Punjabi politics and culture if it had not been for the support provided to him by the Congress Party in a very cynical way. In 1978-1979, the Congress Party wanted to win the elections in Punjab. Punjabi politics at that time was dominated by the Akali Dal, and the Congress wanted to get rid of him so they could come to power in Punjab. Bhindranwale was an extremist preacher who was even further to the right of the Akali Dal and thus hated the Akali Dal, and so the Congress decided that this would be a good person to pit against the Akali Dal and drive a wedge between the Akali Dal voters. In the 1978-79 SGPC elections, Congress supported candidates loyal to Bhindranwale. In the 1980 Lok Sabha and Punjab Assembly elections, Bhindranwale openly campaigned in favor of Congress candidates. Despite the escalating rhetoric of Bhindranwale and despite the escalating violence committed by his followers, Bhindranwale continued to get unusual freedom of movement from the Congress Party. In fact, his gun-toting followers were roaming freely across northern India, and many people saw that as a sign that he was clearly under the protection of the Congress-run government. There were people who were brave enough to raise their voices against Bhindranwale and his poisonous ideology. But Bhindranwale's statements clearly painted a target on their backs. One prominent victim was the fearless journalist Lala Jagat Narayan, who had boldly criticized Bhindranwale's radical ideology. And Bhindranwale gave statements which essentially, for all intents and purposes, put a bounty on Lala Jagat Narayan's head.
The dog whistle. Like, it is crazy. It is crazy. These people always have the ability to, because they create such an occult fan base that they're able to say something and their people hear it as a dog whistle. People hear it as a dog whistle. And it is crazy. It is crazy. And it's just like, oh, he gave his word, so now we got to jump on it. We have to assassinate this person because he said so. My head always goes to like one person in the US who makes a living off of literally dog whistling constantly. It's crazy. But we don't actually know the government actually banned it. Oh, so the government didn't choose because movie censored creators didn't make the cuts asked by the censor. Oh, my head put them together because they were on top of each other. Dhurandhar and Kashmir Files made cuts asked by the censor board. Oh, that makes sense. Which is needed to release in theaters. There's a possibility the streaming services just removed it themselves. Maybe. Yeah, again, this stuff needs to be released or just put like a huge ask for people's ID before they go into the theater.
And ultimately, Lala Jagat Narayan was murdered, and Bhindranwale openly celebrated his murder.
ਉਹਦੀ ਲਾਸ਼ ਉਹਦੇ ਪੁੱਤਰ ਨਰੇਸ਼ ਨੂੰ ਦਿੱਤੀ ਗਈ ਉਹ ਮਰਿਆ ਕਿਉਂ ਭਾਵੇਂ ਕੇਸ ਚੱਲਦਾ ਕੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਸਰਪੰਗਾ ਪੈਂਦਾ ਰਵੇ ਕੋਈ ਫਰਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਪੈਣਾ ਦੋ ਹੀ ਅੰਦਰ ਫਾਂਸੀ ਚੱਲ ਜਾਣ ਕੇ ਚੜ ਜਾਣ
Now that ideally should have been the end of his career, but unfortunately the Congress Party had election blindness. You know how you get baddie blindness when you're really into a baddie and you ignore every single piece of advice from your friends and family about why dating this baddie is a horrible idea. That's kind of what the Congress Party had. They had election blindness. They were so desperate to win Punjab elections and wanted to wrest control of Punjab away from the Akalis that they basically picked Bhindranwale as a figurehead and ignored every single one of his excesses until it was too late. Within a month of Lala Jagat Narayan's murder, Bhindranwale was spared serious jail time. He was released scotch-free, which basically reinforced that he was under the complete protection of the Congress Party and he couldn't be harmed in any way.
And then it just gives more power to his occult mind base. Everyone will just be like, oh my gosh, he's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. We'll just follow everything he said.
This really emboldened Bhindranwale, and in 1982-83, he had launched the Dharm Yuddha Morcha agitation, and his followers started conducting regular attacks on Nirankari Sikhs, dissenting Sikhs, Hindus, and policemen. This man ultimately turned a section of Sikh society into the Taliban. And
it's all a conspiracy. The creators wanted it banned, in my opinion.
These are a list
That's why they refused to trim any sayings.
Let's actually play a game. This game is called Lashkar-e-Taiba leader Hafiz Saeed or Bhindranwale. Which of the two people made the following statements? Are you ready to play? Let's play. This is what was said by this person about Nirankari Sikhs. Nirankaris were labeled Narakdharis, as in the people who are apostates that are headed for hell. Who do you think said this? Hafiz Saeed or Bhindranwale? If you guessed Hafiz Saeed, unfortunately, you're wrong. As KPS Gill noted, the first and predictable targets of Bhindranwale's campaign of hate and eventually of his violence were the Sikhs who failed to conform to his radical interpretation of
what was I saying about Hitler? You know, the first people round up and put in camps were the sympathizers in Germany. They were the first people. The first people. Again, this could be said over and over and over again. Always the first people in extremist ideology are the people within the same belief that end up not completely flying the flag of that belief. The Nazis had to incarcerate so many Germans, so many people that weren't falling in line. Not everyone in Germany had the same idea. Many families fled. Some families didn't flee. They were put in work camps. Not as bad as some situations, but they were put in work camps. They were put to work. It is this. It's funny. You're seeing this, and it's just like, oh yeah, this is just like Hitler. It's just like Hitler, of course. The ones who literally want to make sure everyone's following the exact same thing. You need to create your own Bible. You need to have your own extreme ideology that makes sure that you are the center of everything.
Of the Sikhi. Bhindranwale said from within the Golden Temple premises that we will not allow Nirankaris to convene at any place in Punjab. We are going to march to them and cut them to pieces. Next round of this game. In 1983, who threatened to kill 5,000 Hindus per hour? Was it Hafiz Saeed or was it Bhindranwale? Again, if you guessed Hafiz Saeed, unfortunately you're wrong. It was Bhindranwale. Bhindranwale also said that all Hindus need to leave Punjab. Next question. Who referred to Hindus as Chaliram, meaning he considered Hindus both culturally and racially inferior? If you guessed Hafiz Saeed again, I don't think you're getting this game. Obviously, it was Bhindranwale again. He even threatened that each Sikh would murder 35 Hindus. In October 1981, Bhindranwale publicly praised the killings of both Lala Jagat Narayan and the Nirankari chief Baba Gurbachan Singh. And he said, whoever performed these feats deserves to be honored by the Akal Takht. If these killers came to me,
pretty much all extremist ideologies have similar basics. Yeah,
with our gurus
all the
who
same.
Never considered Hindus as different from the Sikhs, as gurus who gave their lives to defend India from foreign invaders. If the criteria for sainthood is that you must have a deep hatred for Hindus, a deep hatred for Sikhs as well then why not declare Hafiz Saeed a saint? Why not declare Burhan Wani a saint? Why not declare Aurangzeb a saint? I mean, if this ideology deserves a sainthood, then by that logic, the Jews should declare Adolf Hitler a saint. In fact, this radical reign of
you know what? Me and him are the same person. He's just me born in India. And I guess more famous. And more famous. We think the same.
Terror did not stop at Lala Jagat Narayan. It only escalated, and it didn't just target Hindus.
I didn't pre-watch this.
That did not believe in the poisonous ideology of Bhindranwale. Prominent victims included legendary singer Amar Singh Chamkila, revolutionary poet Avtar Singh Sandhu, and many others. Patriotic Sikh police officers were also not spared. Officers like Pritam Singh Bajwa, Surat Singh, Avtar Singh Atwal, and many more were assassinated. Yani Pratap Singh, an 85-year-old former Jathedar of the Akal Takht, was one of the most respected voices to openly criticize Bhindranwale and his stockpiling of arms in the Golden Temple. He was shot dead. Other prominent Sikhs that were assassinated were Niranjan Singh, the Granthi of Gurdwara Toot Sahib, Granthi Surat Singh of Majoli, and Granthi Jarnail Singh of Valtoha, all of whom had spoken up against Bhindranwale. The pattern was systemic. Any Sikh voice of dissent was silenced by either violence or the credible threat of violence. The hatred and bloodshed that happened in Punjab after Operation Blue Star was born out of the radical ideology and bile of Bhindranwale, coupled with the cowardice and political cynicism of the Congress Party and Indira Gandhi. Because due to the coddling of the Congress Party, Bhindranwale had basically overnight become extremely powerful in Punjab. By the time the Congress Party and Indira Gandhi realized it,
you're both bald as well. Talk about doppelgangers. Talk about doppelgangers, yeah. I don't talk well, but I talk.
The situation had gotten out of hand. Bhindranwale and its followers had basically garrisoned themselves within the Akal Takht of the Golden Temple, and they were sitting in there with weapons. And the only way that the government thought to flush the extremists out of the Golden Temple was a full-scale military invasion. And in 1984, they ordered Operation Blue Star, in which many civilians were killed and the Akal Takht was damaged, and it had a huge emotional impact on the Sikh community.
This was like having a battlefield in the heart of the town.
Operation Blue Star, the code name the army gave to its storming the temple complex, had begun.
And so many innocents.
Knew that this has not been done with rifles. Something heavier had been used.
And we were hoping to that they themselves would act and not allow these people to use such a sacred and holy place as a shelter.
A few months later, Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was assassinated by her Sikh bodyguard.
4 months later, events in Delhi shook the nation's foundation. On the morning of the 31st of October, Indira Gandhi was greeted with a hail of bullets from Sikh members of her bodyguards at her official residence.
Indira Gandhi, ruler of the world's largest democracy, died today, shot down by 2 of her own bodyguards.
I remember seeing that. Like, that was perfectly placed at the end of the Extreme movie. What was it called? Emergency movie. Well placed. I mean, like, you could see someone who is trying but failing in so many aspects. Someone who wanted to do what was best, but at the same time feared their own fall. Like, it became kind of narcissistic. They wanted to do good and then started doing ill. They became their own villain. Like, I thought it was well, and then people were like, no, it's a bias. It's like, no, it seems pretty well done. I thought it was like she was trying to do her best and then just lost the plot along the way. She forgot why she was doing it. She was doing it for the people. She was doing it to make sure that everyone, but yeah, I enjoyed the movie. I thought it was a good movie. And the way it ended was just like, oh my gosh. So India's filled with like constant turmoil. It's the I don't know. I don't want to say that it's impossible for multiple religions to exist in one nation, but I do believe that it's impossible for one nation to coexist with a lot of religions being its foundation. Like the United States, Christian nation. UK, Muslim nation. I said it. Used to be a Christian nation. China, Japan, primarily Buddhist nation. India, let's be honest, it's a Hindu nation. It's trying to become Muslim, but it's a Hindu nation. So I can see how Sikhs don't really feel like they have a place there. They probably should have, but then again, would it become extreme like Pakistan? Or would it be able to be in-house and sustain itself? I doubt it. But people want to have a nation that they can call home. You travel to another nation and you can still practice what you believe depending on where you're traveling to, yet just don't force your own ideologies and your own way of living in another nation. You have to be respectful of the culture you're traveling to. Like if you're traveling to the US, you're not going to be building, or you shouldn't at least be building giant statues of gods because, well, I've never seen one in the US of any deity. I don't think any deity should be standing in a parking lot anywhere. At least that's how I feel about it. I think that what happened in Texas is ridiculous. What happened in Canada is ridiculous. But Canada, I don't need to worry about. But Texas, I think, is ridiculous. But yeah, I mean, I can see how they probably feel outnumbered because, well, India is a Hindu nation. Sure, there are Muslims living there that see India as their home. There are Sikhs living there that see India as their home. There are Christians living there that see India as their home. But it's a Hindu nation. Sikhs don't have a nation other than Canada. I mean, I guess Canada is the nation of Sikhs now. There, I said it. Oh my God. Oh, I'm gonna get hate.
And soon after that was one of the darkest periods in Indian independent history, when at the behest of the Congress party, anti-Sikh riots were carried out in northern India, where thousands of innocent Sikhs were murdered in cold blood.
Young children, some just born toddlers, saw their fathers and uncles murdered in front of them, often burnt alive. Women were raped and killed. According to one estimate, one Sikh was killed every minute on the streets of Delhi while those riots carried on.
इतना टाइम हो गया है, अभी भी हमारे जख्म ताजा हैं। इतना बड़ा जुल्म हुआ है हमारे साथ।
लोगों के घरों में मैंने बर्तन भी मांजे हैं। मैंने बड़े मुश्किल से अपने बच्चे पाले।
We people couldn't even think of it.
That's not real, right? I just have to ask. That's not real, right? That's got to be fake. That has to be fake. Or was this recorded during COVID? Oh my gosh, Congress did massive damage to the base of India society that it'll take decades to fix the issue. Yeah, like you can destroy something in a day. It takes forever to repair it. There's been never any instances of Hindus attacking Sikhs based on religion. Meanwhile, there are many instances of the opposite. It's mostly brainwashing and fear-mongering by foreign powers. Yeah. I mean, I can't speak entirely. I don't know. Have there been hate crimes? Well, I hate the concept of hate crimes, but have there been Hindus that have killed Sikhs? Absolutely. Absolutely. Have there been Hindus that have killed Muslims? Absolutely. Have there been Hindus that have killed Christians? Absolutely. but they're out absolutely has been the other way around. So in the end, it's just they're just killing each other. They're just killing each other. So you can't just say it's never happened. It does happen, but sometimes it's not in the regards of them being a different religion. It's just they probably just don't like the person. Mostly riots in '84 were politically driven by Congress, which Khalistan manipulated the narrative.
Can do this to us. Let's be clear about something here. The Congress's handling of the situation was extremely cynical and cowardly. The fact that they let the situation go so out of hand that the only option left in front of them was Blue Star is an absolute catastrophe on the levels of the box office performance of Alpha and the current state of the YRF spy universe. And Congress's decision to carry out an anti-Sikh massacre where innocent Sikhs, not Khalistanis, were targeted and murdered in cold blood is a stain on this country. There is no two ways about it. It was a massacre and a pogrom. And if we're able to be completely frank and honest about the cowardly and cynical behavior of the Congress party, why can't we be frank and honest about Bhindranwale, his statements and his ideology that created the Punjab insurgency that killed tens of thousands of people? People inspired by his ideology and his statements went on to plunge Punjab into further darkness and chaos. The Congress is to blame, yes, but the Khalistani insurgency does not happen without willing participants who believed in the anti-Hindu and anti-Sikh ideology of Bhindranwale. For example, yes, the Pakistani government is funding and sponsoring terrorism, but the terrorists actually carrying out the attacks against innocent civilians in India are not helpless babies who are being forced by the big bad Pakistani army. I don't want to do this. Why are you handing me this gun? That's not true. These terrorists are true believers in a poison.
I mean, that's the thing. I mean, they again, Debunking was so well done. So well done. Sure, it had a bias, but the narrative was so well driven that it even hinted at like what's still going on in with the Khalistani mindset. Like that whole thing. It's like I'm trying to think. I'm trying to think of a correlation where people are trying to fight for their own freedom. I guess Palestine. Maybe, but then again, I know nothing about that. I know more about Khalistan than anything.
This ideology who are completely convinced that the non-Muslims must be wiped out from the planet and the world must submit to Islam. And also in the case of the Punjabi insurgency, it was not random violence. The radical ideology of Bhindranwale was shared by militant groups like Babbar Khalsa International, Khalistan Commando Force, Khalistan Zindabad Force, and the International Sikh Youth Federation. And many of these terrorist organizations carried out cowardly attacks that specifically targeted Hindus. In 1987, Hindus were pulled out of a bus and murdered, just like the Pahalgam attack.
I remember that.
Same thing happened.
Well, not remembered it. I what was it? I was either watching a video on it or something like that where it referenced that. It was like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Where Hindus were specifically identified, and Hindus, including women and children, were slaughtered in cold blood.
It happens in every religion, but Islam and Sikh, there's massive religious organizations made especially to attack and kill Hindus and other religions. Meanwhile, there's no such an Hindu organization. Well, I can't speak on Sikh, but I've read through the Holy Quran, and yes, that one does speak on like it is their duty to. It depends on how you interpret it. I don't want to say everyone is an extremist, but some do take it far because some people view it as it was written centuries ago. It was written centuries ago, so it doesn't apply to this day. But some people do see it as, oh, this is the word of Allah, and we need to take it as the word and follow everything that's written in it. So yeah, I mean, it is a very, very, very violent book if you think of it in that mindset. I haven't gone through like the Sikh teachings or anything like that, so I don't know. But I know they're more of a warlike race. I mean, the only reason India was constantly able to fight off a lot, not warlike race, a warlike religion, that's the correct term. Like a fight off a lot of the conquests of like Alexander the Great, of like the Islamic empires that were coming in and trying to take over, was primarily because the Sikhs. The Sikhs were, well, a religion of fighters. A religion of fighters that literally was their purpose to fight and fight off so they were a strong fighting force. They did a lot to keep India as safe as it was. And now they're a problem in India. But yeah, not everyone is exactly that way. But maybe some people are just saying, oh no, this person was a hero just out of fear.
Same thing in Hoshiarpur. In 1991, there were multiple train massacres conducted by Khalistani extremists in which a minimum of 125 Hindus were identified and murdered in cold blood. Again, this was a deliberate targeting of civilians that was encouraged by Bhindranwale, where Hindus were targeted. Hindus who have done nothing to hurt Sikhs. And remember, it has been a tradition in India for hundreds of years that Hindu families used to send their children to become Sikhs so that they would get trained in the Sikh order and then fight for their country against foreign invaders. Even famous Indian cricketer Kapil Dev.
What was I just saying? What was I just saying? Oh my God. I swear I didn't pre-watch this. I swear I didn't pre-watch this. It's like, oh my gosh. Everything he's saying is literally right after I just said it. Right after I just said it. I'm exactly the same. Exactly the same.
Family did this.
A Hindu family ka first born a boy have to go into the army. And that is Sikhism.
Especially North India.
यहीं से था ना सारा तो कि पहला जो यहाँ होगा बेटा जिसका भी वो सिखिज्म इज वॉरियर तो मेरी मासी का लड़का सरदार है.
The Sikh Panth was created by Hindus, don't forget, to be a martial arm of the Hindu civilization against external Islamic invaders. Every person who became a Sikh warrior was a Hindu. Hindu families volunteered.
You know, it's fun every now and then when I realize maybe I'm not as retarded as I think I am. I mean, I love being a retard. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy being a retard. But every now and then, I'm not as retarded as I think I am. This kind of extreme mindset never would have existed if Congress didn't make a small extreme organization big by giving them power to benefit themselves. Yeah. I mean, again, it's the government's job to make sure they don't get a strong foothold. Like, again, in the United States of America, we have these organizations trying to get more power. Luckily, they haven't gotten too much power, but they keep trying. They keep trying, and they're getting worse.
Volunteered their children to become Sikh warriors so they could defend the Indian civilization. Much like the Marathas, the Dogras, the Ahoms, the Jat warriors, or the Rajputs. Nobody in India, let's be clear, nobody in India has a problem with the Sikh Panth maintaining a distinct cultural identity. But the attempts to create a distinction between the Sikhs and the Hindus, the way it exists between Muslims and Hindus, is factually incorrect, and frankly, it's evil. Hindus and Sikhs have always been and will always be part of one cultural family. And for all these reasons, Bhindranwale categorically cannot be seen as a saint. And here's another thing that is very important to understand about Bhindranwale's ideology, about the Punjabi insurgency, and about the Khalistani movement in particular. And this is a deep, dark secret of Punjab that is ignored by anti-caste warriors in India, just like basic financial literacy is ignored by the government of Pakistan. The truth is that the Khalistan movement was not really a religious and cultural movement. It was a caste movement. And it is
that freaking slight. Oh my gosh, perfect.
Still a caste movement. This is something that needs to be highlighted. The entire Khalistan movement is dominated by people from one single caste, the Jat Sikh caste. Hindus are often attacked for their caste discrimination, and it is justifiable where it happens. And in cases where it happens, justifiably so. But let's talk about a dark secret in Sikh society. Jat Sikhs own more than 80% and possibly as much as 95% of available agricultural land in Punjab. Scheduled castes own only 3.6% of land, despite making up 32% of the state's population. Targeting a marginalized community at the hands of Jat Sikhs, particularly Dalit and Mazhabi Sikhs, is quite common in Punjab.
Gurdev Kaur, an elderly paralyzed woman, was lying in a pool of her own blood after the Jats of her village chopped off her leg. They stood on the roof of her house and emptied the overhead water tanker while she lay on charpai.
जो तनाड़ लोग ने जी कदे नहीं चाहते हैगे भी दलित दो अपनी गर्दन ऊंची करके जी सके.
The horrific lynching of a Dalit Sikh near Delhi, allegedly by the Nihangs, is creating another firestorm in Punjab. The Nihangs, police say, suspected the Dalit of desecrating the Guru Granth Sahib, a claim yet to be established.
You see this? Is this what Sikhi is supposed to be? Domination and oppression by one single caste group over Hindus and Nirankaris and scheduled.
But again, this goes directly into the extremist mindset. Like I was saying, you could do the exact same thing on Hitler, make a film about how he's such a good guy. You could do the same thing with Osama bin Laden. You could do the same thing with Stalin. You can do every single dictator that has existed through history. And guess what? You could do the exact same thing and make them seem sympathetic.
Caste Sikhs, even the Punjab Land Alienation Act of 1901 categorically prevented lower castes from owning agricultural land. And even when laws were passed reserving 33% of the village common lands for scheduled castes, upper caste Jat Sikh farmers often use proxy candidates to maintain control of this land so that it doesn't go into the hands of the scheduled caste Sikhs.
In 2016, Jats of Jhalur had cornered the Dalits of the village who had been agitating to claim their right on 1/3 of the Panchayat land reserved for the community under the Punjab Village Common Lands Regulation Act 1961. But it was the Jats who exercised control over the land through proxies.
And that's not even the end of it. According to certain reports, separate places of worship and cremation grounds for Dalit Sikhs exist in many villages. Dalits may enter Gurdwaras meant for Jat Sikhs, but they have to use a different door and they cannot join the langar or the community kitchen with other worshippers.
ये दो अलग-अलग जगह क्यों? ये अलग-अलग जगह कीती है ना. क्यों? ये जात पात दा सार करदे आ. जो मजलिस है या तो आओ. आप मजबी हैं?
यहाँ गांव में किसी ने कोशिश की है कि वो जो जाट सिखों वाला दरवाजा है वहाँ से प्रसाद ले.
हाँ, बड़ी बार एक आदमी का कपार फोड़ दिया था.
Casteist Sikh temples have even spread to countries like Canada with large Sikh populations. And because of this discrimination, things are so dire that lower caste Sikhs are abandoning Sikhism and becoming Christians at an alarming rate. Some sources even claim that Christians now make up around 10% of Punjab's population, although these figures are quite heavily disputed. There are an estimated 65,000 missionaries in the state doing this.
ये तेरी बहन बोल नहीं सकती थी? नहीं बोल सकती थी। हाँ बेटे, अभी क्या हुआ? बोलने लगी।
This is what is happening in the great state of Punjab. Because of this behavior, Sikhi is hemorrhaging people to people like Baljinder Singh. And here's the funny part. Who is helping bring these converted people back to Sikhism? The same people that the Khalistanis demonized. The same people that Bhindranwale demonized. We also need to acknowledge another reality, which is that people that actually want Khalistan are a very tiny minority in India. At least in India, it is nothing more than a desperate pipe dream. Khalistan, honestly...
Yeah, I think the majority of it, like, what is it? It's Canada? Canada is like the new promised land.
In reality, exists more in Canada than it does in India.
Oh my gosh. I would love it if he ended up finding this reaction. Oh, I swear I didn't pre-watch this. I think I know too much about India at this point. I'm able to make the jokes. I'm able to preemptively say things. Oh my gosh. Oh, that got me. That really got me. Because I wasn't thinking he would go there. I mean, of course, that's a common joke. It's a common joke. Everyone knows. Everyone knows that Canada's normally where like the leaders and everyone, it's like the home base now. Everyone knows that, right? I'm not crazy. I'm way too in tuned. I'm way too in tune. Someone give me my Indian citizenship now. Someone give it to me. Someone give it to me. I have earned it. I've proved that I've earned it.
But honestly, the only way to tackle this Khalistan disease and to tackle this rabid ideology that Bhindranwale espoused is to be completely honest about who Bhindranwale was and what his ideology was. And before you say, hey, why don't you talk about the atrocities that happened at the ads of Punjab police and all the human rights abuses that happened there? Why are you only talking about the human rights abuses that happened at the hands of the followers of Bhindranwale? And that's a completely fair question. And let's be honest, Punjab police also committed human rights abuses, and I've discussed them actually at length in a Hindi language video that I recently made on my Hindi channel. If you're interested in that, then please go and take a look at that video. You can find the link either here or in the description of this video down below. So before you come at, this is something that I've actually just made a video about and talked about it in quite a bit of detail. That specific aspect is not the explicit purview of this video. In this video, I want to specifically talk about Bhindranwale, why there's a section of the population in Punjab that treats this person, and why, in my opinion, I simply do not believe that there is any reason to view this person as anything else than an extremist. But I want to know your thoughts. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Let me also know what other videos you want me to cover on this channel. As usual, guys, if you like this episode,
oh my gosh, I enjoyed
like, share,
this.
subscribe, become a member of this channel. I will see you for the next episode. And
I enjoyed this. I really enjoyed this. And yes, I figured he would, well, of course, like Hindus did do a bit, but it probably wasn't to the same extent. But I hate the concept of a hate crime. I really do. I think it's stupid. Crime is crime. Why should the fact of killing somebody because you don't like them is already hate, or killing something? It's just like, it makes no sense to me. It makes no sense to me. But I would love it if he somehow ended up seeing my reaction to this, because I'm curious what his thoughts would be. Because literally everything I started talking about, he'd talk about it like the very next scene, the very next sentence. Oh my gosh. One of the best ones. Again, it was a dark topic, but I know where I stand on extremism. I know absolutely where I stand on extremism. I abhor extremism. It doesn't belong anywhere in a civilized society. And you would wish India is a civilized society. I mean, we have extremism here in the United States of America, which makes it less of a civilized society. We lose trust with everyone because of it. But yeah, I enjoyed that. I really did. It always makes me feel great. Like, okay, so all this stuff that I've been intaking, consuming, watching, learning has not been a waste. I have learned a few things. I've really learned a few things. Am I completely accurate? Absolutely not. Again, retard. retard here, all right? Self-proclaimed retard. I'm okay with it. I'm okay with it. But you know what? I'm not as dumb as I originally thought. I'm not as dumb as I originally thought. I wonder how many comments I'm gonna get when I upload this. How many people are gonna suspect that I pre-watched it? I'm curious. I'm pretty sure. I'm gonna have people like just comment down below what's your thoughts. I mean, did I? Oh my gosh. That was again, it's a dark topic. I hate it when people who honestly don't deserve a say are given a voice, and are praised. It's even worse when they're praised. I mean, how many people wear shirts of dictators? How many people wear shirts of like those who killed their own population? It's just because of, oh, that was a socialist nation, so we have to wear that shirt because that person, even though he enslaved half his population, he stood by what we want. It's what? But yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, give me my bot. How do you say India? Not Hindustan. It's a bot card. I need my bot card. Your ADHAR card will be sent to your address shortly. Yeah, I deserve it. I deserve it after that one. I deserve it.
You guys get a video? It's so bad.
And don't forget to like and subscribe.
Wait like that.